Industry Buzz with 3Zs.com. Now, bringing integrity back to media. Lutonya M. Lane.
Industry Buzz with 3Zs.com is an inspirational media outlet, and what we do is we provide entertainment news, but also we provide resources. So doing this event with Adrienne Armani, where's my Adrienne? There she go. Y'all give her a hand. Come on, y'all, say the church clap. She came to me and she said, Lutonya. I said, what, Adrienne? She said, we need to do a health event that's gonna give people resources. And I said, well, you know, I'm game about that. You know, I'm always looking to provide resources to people, you know, and take them off the internet. We have become so infused on the internet that we think that everything on there is right, and it's not. And then we go on this diet thing, we go on this and we go on that, and then we end up sick and end up in a worse shape than what we were when we started. So I wanted to really do something with Adrienne, and she really wanted to do something for you guys as well that will provide you with the right resources to help you get healthy naturally. We go to the doctor. I'm not saying nothing's wrong with going to the doctor. That's what they're there. But we have other resources. And if you don't know when you go to the doctor, they'll prescribe you with things and you'll end up sick. And there's natural ways that we can get our body healthy. All right? So that's what this event and every event that we do is about. Importantly to our special speakers, we have the Hootie here from California. Come on, y'all bring that clap. He is very passionate to travel all of that, to come here for you. He deserves another hand, you guys. He also brought his lovely wife, his road dog, his ace cool boo. So y'all get right here, let him come. Then we have Ladrissa here with us on today. She is an IFBB pro. She is a professional bodybuilder. And I'm very proud of her as well because she is the first black woman to have her own hero series in a comic book. Come on, you guys, that's a huge highlight to me. Very proud of her. And then we have Crystal Smith in the building. There go Crystal. I call her the cleanup woman. She'll get your system right. And then we have the True Wellness Massage team. Young people in the house. They're very young and they're doing it right. Entrepreneurship, awesome. And then we have Veda Lang in the building. She has Nature Sunshine. And you guys, I also want to say that's my mom. That's my mom and my dad, and both of them are doctors, so I'm excited about that. They just got their doctor's degree. And then, again, we just want to say thank you. And I'm Lutonya, if I didn't say my name. And time for the party to get started. Let's welcome to the stage Adrienne Armani.
So I guess she pretty much covered everything with the thank yous, but I want to give a thank you also for everyone being here today. Those photos, my sister Delilah, she's holding it down on the camera back there. The speakers, when I reached out and asked you all to help me out with this event, you said, okay, what's up, let's make it happen. Brother Hootie, I reached out to him last May when the vision came to me, and he said, let's just make it happen. And I really appreciate all of you for being here and your patience, because we're running a little bit behind. So let me get started. And I have to be on script. Otherwise, you'll be hearing stories about me when I was 2 years old. So we don't want to go there. All right. So, I'm going to ask you this. Do you feel good, or do you feel like Tony the Tiger? Great. I know to me, getting fit and feeling great means more than the physical. It's the whole self collectively. the mind, body, and spirit. You can't have balance when one is off track. Off track is like driving a car when the wheels need alignment. It's like trying to walk that white line under drugs or alcohol influence. It's like getting off a roller coaster and struggling to stand still. That's imbalance. Finding that balance means knowing when your body is telling you it's time to order that full body detox from dhealthstore.com. Finding that balance in search of getting fit and feeling great means going to Crystal's cleaning center because you are full of crap. Oh, and not to mention, she got that awesome sauna. Finding that balance in search of getting fit and feeling great means making an appointment with Adrissa Bonneville of Loyal Body Inc. because you need a workout, a beauty consultation, or some yoga relaxation. Finding that balance in search of getting fit and feeling great means when your mood shifts from hot to cold and you are under stress, call in True Wellness Massage Team to get rid of those knots and stress spots. Being fit and feeling great holistically doesn't discriminate against race, gender, age, religion, marital status, weight, or financial situations, whatever you name it. Getting fit and feeling great is for all, not just a select few. Lastly, I wanted to leave you with my quote. If you're gonna make excuses, then stop complaining. Crystal is the CEO of Crystal's Cleansing Center. And basically, I connected with Crystal during my full body detox a few years ago, and she's awesome. That was the best colonic I ever had. She helped me out, and I lost a lot of weight after seeing her. And again, like I said, she have a sauna. She get you in a sauna to get those toxins out, and then she go ahead and get started with the colonic from there. So let's welcome Crystal.
So cleansing is where we start, where I started with this journey. And the definition that I found in Webster's dictionary on cleansing is to make clean, to remove by, or as cleaning, to become clean. And some people ask, well, why cleanse? Is this really necessary? Can't I get what I need from eating the correct foods and proper nutrition? That's ideal. But me, where I came from, I was a person who ate fast food every day for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I ate Burger King. My choice of poison was a Whopper with cheese, no onions, no tomatoes, cut cheese, with heavy cheese cut in half every day. So I was pretty clogged up. And rightfully so. Pizza was a staple. I love cheese. I put cheese on everything I ate. If it didn't have cheese on it, it didn't taste right. So the cheese was constipating me. The burgers and the fries and the white starchy products were constipating me. And I wasn't eliminating, except for once a month. So cleansing, the history of it, it dates back into ancient Greeks. The ancient Greeks actually had all type of apparatuses, and they would put together and use warm water to actually help cleanse the system. And there are two basic types of cleansing methods. You can do the traditional herbs, juicing, fasting with water and fresh juice. When I say juicing, fresh juicing fruits and vegetables and getting your nutrients that way. And then you have colon hydrotherapy or colon irrigation, which is performed by a practitioner that will administer colon hydrotherapy for you. The theory of colonics, one of the main theories behind colon cleansing is that there's an ancient belief or theory that there is a such thing as auto-intoxication. And this belief is that undigested food, meat, and other products, and raw refined carbohydrates can cause mucus, and it builds up in the colon. This buildup and process of toxins collecting over a period of time, it enters your bloodstream and actually plays a big part in your circulation and poisoning your system. Some of the causes of auto intoxication is fatigue, headaches, weight gain, low energy, and disease. The main points of a colonic is that your practitioner is clearing the large quantity of mass that's in the large intestine. You have a small intestine, you also have a large intestine. Colon therapists cannot go into your small intestines, only your large. Your large intestine is what most people think is their stomach when they feel like they have to go, or they feel like a little cramping or some gas. It's like, oh, my stomach hurts. Well, that's not the stomach, that's the colon. Your stomach is actually very small and sits up higher. So we have that waste that sits stagnant and it encrusts on the colon wall. So your colon hygiene therapist is introducing water into the body.
I'm Ladrissa Bonneville. I am an IFBB Pro. What is that? That's an International Federation of Bodybuilders. So think of Arnold Schwarzenegger. I'm right. Well, he make a whole lot more money than me, but we right there. So I'm also a yoga instructor. I've been teaching yoga here in Chicago for 13 years. I'm also a personal trainer. Same 13, 14 years I've been training. I've had my company, Loyal Body Inc., for 9 years. I started it myself. I have people who I work with. I am currently at Lacuna Fitness, that is 645 South Clark and Harrison. That's where I train my clients at. If I don't go to them, I'm also mobile, so I get down. I'm also a clinical esthetician. I've been doing skincare. I'm a MAC Makeup Pro. In the state of Illinois, 28.2% of the population is obese, and I found that to be troubling. And of that number, the majority, unfortunately, are African Americans. And to me, that is like a tremendous problem, that we as a society are not taking care of our health. We have a lot of people who depend on us on a daily basis, and not to take care of yourself on a physical level, and on a mental level, and on a spiritual level is just detrimental to your own health. So finding the balance, a lot of people come to me and they say, well, I just don't have time to work out, and it's just, I don't have the money, and it's just too much. And I stop them and I say, you got cable? Yeah. Well, if you have cable, you have On Demand, and On Demand has a fitness channel. You can do that for free. How do I get started? How do you get started? For me to say, oh, that's easy, it's actually not. It takes dedication, it takes a level of commitment from yourself. You have to really want to do it on a daily basis. Well, what do I do? I had a client who was in a pre-diabetic state, and she was on 3 meds, one digit away from being diabetic, and she was like, I don't want to be on these meds. I said, okay. The doctor said I should do this, this, and this. I said, okay. So we got on the program. What did we do? We walked 10,000 steps a day. That sounds like a lot. I know it does. You start easy, you start slow, but you start. And that's the biggest thing. You have to start, and you have to stay with it. You have to stay committed to your program, whatever it is. And people see me and they're like, well, how did you drop pounds? I regulate my diet. So you're not eating at all? I eat a lot. We eat a lot. Like, I cooked for her the last few days, and the amount of food that I had to cook for us was crazy. And I weigh my food. Almost everything that I consume, this may be a little drastic for everyone else, but I have to do what I have to do. I weigh my food. I have a wonderful scale. I paid $15 for it at Costco. It works wonderfully. I have an account of what I eat. I have an account of what I do. I highly suggest that to people. Know what you're putting in your body. You have to understand that. The second thing with getting in shape, if you will, is taking a look at your diet. Seriously looking at your diet. I highly suggest that you understand what you're putting in your body, because the Food and Drug Administration, I'm still trying to figure out why the Food and Drug Administration are in one department. I get it, but why? Those should be two separate entities. So I think that there is a direct correlation with the food that we are consuming and our overall health. Failure to cook will lead to failure in your health. That's what I think. I could be wrong, but looking at a lot of people in the society, I don't think I am. A lot of people who eat fast food, they have a lot of problems with their health, cancer, obesity. They're not eliminating. The third thing about working out is find something that you like to do, something that you want to do. I find that the best time to work out is in the morning. So if you have kids, get up before them, do your 30-minute workout, get it done. Get out the door, get the kids out the door, be done with it. If that's not a good time for you, if you're a stay-at-home mom or a retiree, maybe in the afternoon is better. Recruit a friend to come with you or come over to work out with you. That always seems to work, the buddy system. The fourth thing with that support system is having accountability. Like, just to say something, oh, I'm gonna learn the ballroom, get dance. And that was a thought and it passed. But me telling you, I'm gonna learn a ballroom dance, now I've put it out there in the universe. Now I have a level of accountability to someone, whoever is listening to me, who might see me in 5 years and say, so did you learn how to ballroom dance? And it's up to me to be able to say, I did, or no, that fell by the wayside. So say it and mean it, and have someone, your best friend, hold you accountable. And your fifth element, I think is really important, and it's a repeat.
What he's doing right now is pretty much checking to make sure she's comfortable. This right here is considered stroking, and what it's doing is introducing her to his touch. So it's not, you know, anything heavy. It's just like a light touch, just so she can kind of get acclimated with him, you know, before he goes in for like the deeper work. And this right, the area that he's working on right now is the upper traps, in which a lot of people have a lot of tension in there, especially if you're like a student, or if you work at a desk or an office or something like that. Your head is usually like this, and it's tugging at those muscles right there. So what he's doing is applying like a finger pad petricide to it to kind of relax the muscles and ease it a little bit. And that feels great. That's an awesome thing. And he's still on the upper traps. And people, believe it or not, people love that, because a lot of us, we do a lot of reading, and our heads kind of just stay in that position, you know. And now he's pretty much pressing along the erector muscles, which keeps us erect. And that's another thing that feels great. It's pushing the muscles away from the spine, and that's a beautiful thing. And now he's transitioned to the neck. Awesome, awesome. I don't know if you all get massages at all, or when's the last time you had one, but the neck is a beautiful spot to get a massage. Also the head and the scalp feels excellent. And now he's transitioning to the shoulders and the arm to do some joint mobilization, which is another area of stress, because a lot of women in particular, carry purses and things like that, and it's a lot of tension because the muscles stay locked in that position. So what he's doing with the joint mobilization is pretty much forcing the muscles to relax and just allow extra movement without them contracting. Or even if you don't work out, I'm gonna go ahead and demonstrate some stretches that you can do as well, just to increase your range of motion and flexibility, overall well-being, and just feeling better. It's a beautiful thing. So
Now he's on her upper traps, and the reason he's on her upper traps, what a lot of people don't realize, we usually use leaning forward in so many ways or another. You're on your cell phone leaning in an awkward way, or you're just leaning forward constantly, your shoulders are internally rotated. So what he's trying to do is just spread that out to the natural position it's supposed to be in. Right there, he's rocking her body. What's that doing is protecting her from guarding. It's basically a trust thing. He's just pretty much letting her know, just relax. And when he's pressing down on her shoulders right now, he's pretty much getting everything separated, getting into the normal position. What he's doing right there is joint immobilization on her neck. And what that comes from, what people don't usually realize, that a lot of headaches come from your upper traps. When people say, I have headaches, I gotta sleep in the dark, I got a migraine, it's coming from your upper traps because all of that's tense and it's leading to your head. What he's doing right there is getting rotation in her wrist. That's really important. It stops a lot of people from having carpal tunnel. A lot of people who wear braces, just a simple, workout like that, that'll just help your carpal tunnel. Here's what he's ready to do is a Cairo stretch, and that's for people with low back pain. We all have low back pain in one form or another, or at one point or another. That is a phenomenal stretch. Like before I started this program, I used to have like numbness, like in my legs and my arms. And it was just simply from not stretching, not being active with my low back. Pretty good rotation going up and down. Now he's just rotating it. And all the people, this is basically for anyone who says I have a stiff joint or my shoulder hurts or you hear popping or cracking. If you do these simple things every day, just for 2 or 3 minutes, you'll feel so much better in the next couple of weeks. Like I said, it's not gonna happen overnight because if you've been living this way for 10 years of not moving this muscle or not doing anything with it or not rotating it, it's not gonna happen overnight, so just make sure you give it time, but you will feel phenomenal once you start doing it. And we also just wanna let you know the reason massage is just not a luxury. It does so many things from circulating the blood to avoid the headaches. I can't express enough, they taught us in school, ladies, I know them heels look nice, take them off, take them off. They cause so many problems for your body from your feet all the way to the top of your head. So just really be mindful. But like I said, it really is really good for blood circulation. It detoxes the blood, it really helps to get it through to circulate. As our teacher once told us, you change the oil on your car, why not, you switch that, you get that circulating, why not circulate your blood? Why not remove those toxins? Massage is great for that.
Introduce Dr. Veda Lang. Not only is she a doctor, she's a doctor of divinity. She is an assistant pastor of Raymond Word of Life Church and Ministry Center. She is also an advocate for naturopathic healing and a healthy dietary lifestyle. Since 2007, she has been a manager of Curves in Lansing, ensuring that each member feels welcome, valued, and connected. She continues to encourage others with her testimony on how naturopathic healing has changed her life. And like we talked about before, Adrian talked about, or was that Adrian? I know I heard it today, okay? Someone talked about how we can change our lifestyle and it changes your children's lifestyle. So before I got married, I stayed with my parents. And prior to that, I'm not a good cook, okay? I have burned up some stuff in my day, even now that I'm married. And so my parents decided that there was no more pork, no more this, no more that. So they forced me to eat healthy. And so it has really changed my life. So I want to welcome to the stage Dr. Veda Lang. Let's give her a hand as she comes.
I started on this journey of natural path lifestyle as a result of my mother having cancer, colon cancer. And she had colon cancer and she wouldn't eat unless I was around, and she wouldn't go out unless it's just like I motivated her to live. And no one knew that she was dying of cancer. She would not allow me to share that with anyone. So that put a lot of pressure on me. So my husband and I, we would travel from the south side to the west side to see her every day after he got off of work. And that's the only time that she would eat or do anything. So needless to say, they put a lot of pressure on me. No one in the family knew that she had the cancer, and she confided that within me. So I carried a heavy load. As a result of that, the picture that you see, I was not pregnant, and I was not getting married. My husband and I were renewing our vows, and I didn't realize how big, you know, a picture is worth 1,000 words. I mean, I did not realize, I knew that I was in a size 24, but I did not visualize myself in a 24. So I didn't realize how big I had gotten as a result of dealing with the stress and the pressure of what my mother was dealing with privately. And so it affected, needless to say, it affected my body. And I gained a lot of weight, and I broke out all over, and I was having jumping in my stomach movement. And I did not know what it was, and my mother made me promise before she went on that I would take care of myself. So I went to Cook County Hospital to see what was going on with me, and they did a pregnancy test. And I told them I'm not pregnant, but I was having jumping. It's just like a baby kicking inside of your stomach. And I would lay in the bed and something would just kick me, and my whole body would just jump. And I told my husband woke up and said, honey, what was that? And I said, I keep telling you, I'm having movement in my stomach. Well, that's when I found out about parasites. I went to Cook County Hospital, and they wanted to do exploratory surgery on me, and I refused to do so. And as a result of refusing the exploratory surgery, they wanted to, I had to sign a waiver saying that they're not responsible if I died, if anything happened to me, that I wasn't responsible. So I sit in Cook County Hospital, and I began to pray and talk to God. And I said, Lord, what is going on? And he took me way back to childhood and began to tell me to forgive people. And he called it out. Forgive your mother for never telling me who your daddy was. Forgive people for owing you own money and never paid you back. Forgive all those people that lied. I mean, he just took me through this. I said, well, my father's dead, God. And he said, release him in the grave. And that was crazy to me. So I just began to do exactly what he told me to do, and hence started my journey. As a result of starting crying in Cook County Hospital, not knowing what was going on in my body, I said, so what do I do now? Well, I turned on the radio. I felt impressed to turn the radio on, and on the radio there was Dr. Beverly Nicholson. The best kept secret to colon health is colon cleansing. And that's when I started my journey, and I noticed that Crystal mentioned a couple of places on 83rd. I went to that living facility as well, where I received my first colonic, and I did not realize how clogged I was. I thought protruding bellies were just waste. I mean, not waste, but I thought it was fat. But I found out that it is waste, and the fat is accommodating it. It's stretching because the colon is so stretched that the body cannot accommodate it. So you gain the fat to cover up the waste, but internally the body is toxic and full of waste. And so I went to Dr. Beverly Nicholson. At the time, she had a facility in the basement of her home. And exactly the things that Crystal announced on today prior to me coming up are the things that I took, and that is the bentonite, the chlorophyll, the psyllium husk, the moss apple cider, apple juice, and the artesian combination, which allows you to kill some parasites, get the fecal matter from off the walls of the colon, and the cascaris, which is a powerful thing which flushes the system out. So as I begin to do that and put that regimen together and mix it with 4 ounces of moss apple juice and 4 ounces of water, I began to have movements, and a lot of people say, well, I'm not clogged because I don't have a protruding belly, and I don't have this and I don't have that. But I know a lot of people that passed them when they did the autopsy because they could not figure out what it was. I heard someone say about cheese. Florence Griffith Joyner choked on after eating a cheese pizza. I mean, she had allergies. And she choked after eating that cheese piece on her own mucus. The cheese, excessive amounts of cheese produces mucus in the body. And so I had the asthma, I could not breathe. I had it from a little girl, never knew that I had an inhaler and all those type of things. And as I began to cleanse, I had gout, I had high blood pressure, I had high levels of inflammation, I had arthritis, and I had food allergies. When I would eat certain foods, my stomach would swell up. And I was just like, Lord, what's going on in my body? It is just tearing apart. So hence I began to change my eating habits, and I believe in doing things naturally. That's the direction that the Lord has taken me, because my boss is dean of a university, and she teaches LPN, so she teaches a lot of things to me and teach me exactly what is in the medication, what medication does, the side effects of medication, and that to everything that is going on in our body, there's something natural to solve that. God has provided herbs for the healing of the land. So as I began to go and to use those products, my stomach was out like I was 8 months pregnant. You could not tell anyone that I was not pregnant, but I wasn't pregnant, but that's what I looked like. And as a result of the cleansing, my skin began to clear up and my stomach began to go down, and all the waste, I could not believe. I did the colonics. I could not believe the waste of the fecal matter that was in my body. And so a lot of times we don't believe it because we don't discuss it. That is our heritage, how we eat the pork and the beef. But as I heard the lady say about the FDA, they're doing a lot of things to the food. They're cloning food. They're putting, with the pesticides and things that they're putting in the food, the hormones, which is a lot of our girls are having menstruals very early, and we're getting obesity, especially in the African American. I just think it's a genocide that they're just trying to kill us out. I'm sorry.
I want to introduce someone that I just met. Well, actually I just met her today formally, but came into contact with 2 weeks ago. And she is the author of 2 very important resources that I think you need, actually I know you need to hear about. This woman traveled 10 or 11 hours from Birmingham, Alabama to be here to share that information with us. So what I'm going to do is give her a few minutes of my time to talk about those very important resources. At this time, I am going to bring up and introduce Sister Lakita. Please listen up and understand that these resources are available. So she's not just talking, it's almost like marketication. It's putting it out there, okay? Sister Lakita.
I'm a nutrition consultant, a natural health practitioner, an herbalist, and also an author of the book Taking Every Bite Seriously. I was the first owner of a raw vegan cafe in the city of Detroit called The Raw Cafe. You know, a lot of times we say that there's not access to available food or healthy food, and so sometimes you can provide that access and then people still won't come. Health is a choice. And we closed the cafe in October after almost 2 years, okay? So, but what brought me to this day and what brought me on this journey also was a diagnosis. I'm not gonna go into a lot of detail, but I had an early stage diagnosis. I was really quickly sitting at my, in my office, and I had just eaten a turkey sandwich with, it was like a turkey Reuben with potato chips and some other stuff, and I had some pains in my breast immediately after that. So without going into a whole lot of detail, went to the doctor, blah, 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 and food is your best medicine, is where I just want to take it. Today I have none of those issues in my body because I completely changed my diet. Now, really quickly, the title of my book is Taking Every Bite Seriously. A lot of times we think that everything that we put in our mouth is food, but if what you eat does not have the ability to grow for growth, development, and energy, it's not food. If it has chemicals in it that are harmful for the body, then it cannot be food. So what Taking Every Bite Seriously does is it actually is your roadmap to transition your life from poor health to bad health, because the difference between a person with bad health and a person with good health is initially the quality of their information. And so what you're going to find in taking every bite seriously is a lot of information about the chemicals that are found in your personal care products. You're going to find information about the power of food. Never have you found any information like this where you can just go and flip the pages and find out what you need for diabetes, find out what you need for breast cancer, find out what you need for gout, find out what you need for any condition in the body, and the research to back it up. And so what we want to do really, really quickly today is that we certainly want to, let me say this, if I were to ask anybody in this room, usually when I give seminars, I'm very interactive, and I know I can't do that tonight because we don't have a whole lot of time, but if I were to ask you, what should I eat for gout, what would you say? Just shout it out, please. Cherries, very good, that's one, okay? And here's the thing with the one, we cannot fully transition our life on one food. Because at the end of the day, we're gonna have to add something to those cherries, okay? And so usually what happens is that we add the wrong stuff. And then gout becomes intermittent, it becomes reoccurring, okay? So what you wanna do is have enough food to actually transition your life. And that's what we're gonna show you today. A lot of times we try to self-medicate, and we are taking different types of medications for high blood pressure and all of our other conditions, and we're using herbs. And then we don't know that there can be some what we call contraindications. There can be some adverse impacts. For example, if you choose to do chemotherapy, you can't do St. John's wort because it'll wash that chemotherapy out of your body. Now, you know, that's a good thing when you want to follow a natural path to get rid of those chemicals. But a lot of times you can take if you're taking a high blood pressure medication and you take herbs or foods that are for high blood pressure, what happens? You can sink that blood pressure even lower. You can sink the sugar levels even lower, okay, and have some really, really major problems in the body. If you wanted to reverse cancer, you really need to look towards what we call cruciferous vegetables that are rich in a phytochemical called sulforaphane. There's some studies that were done at Johns Hopkins University on sulforaphane. You can find a whole lot more of the content in broccoli sprouts. Okay? If we're talking about, so that's so very important that we have that, arginine. So if you also had a cancer situation. Now there are foods that have the power called apoptosis. And that means that it causes your body to naturally have those cancer cells die. It causes cancer cell self-destruction. Really, really quickly, we talked about cooking food. A lot of times when you cook carbohydrates and grains like rice and potatoes, they produce a chemical naturally called acrylamide. And acrylamide is highly toxic. So you're going to have a chart within this program where you can look at the lotions that you have and look at the back of that lotion and say, oh my God, it has propylene glycol. Oh my God, it has sodium lauryl sulfate. Oh my God, it has 1,4-dioxane, so that you can get rid of it. There's no such, I hear people say, I'm just gonna use the last bit of this, so I won't have to waste it, or I'm gonna give it away. The same results that it will have with you, with giving you cancer, it'll give somebody else that. There was a study done on triple-negative breast cancer. They found that wild blueberries actually reverse it. But do you see them giving you wild blueberries? No, absolutely not. And a lot of times we talked about sprouts. So we've got the benefits of alfalfa sprouts, great source of B12. They always ask you, where you get your protein? Dark green leafy vegetables, the same place the cows get theirs. Okay? Dark green leafy vegetables. Animal protein, I forget what the percentage is, in a study that was done by Dr. T. Colin Campbell, shows that eating too much meat will give you cancer. Because usually African Americans and Hispanic folks will not go to the doctor. They usually find us on the street, we done fell out. And they had to call an ambulance at work because we won't go to the doctor, because we won't go to an herbalist or a naturopath. Go to somebody. Get started. So we have a chart of phytochemicals. Remember I mentioned sulforaphane, I mentioned, there's quercetin that's great against prostate cancer. But then the question is, what foods have quercetin in it? So apples and many, many, many others, and also quercetin, again, has that ability for apoptosis. Okay, and then there's a chart of basic human anatomy, because a lot of people don't know what's going on in their bodies. They figure that if they're dealing with diabetes, they only have to deal with the pancreas, and that's not so. Okay? So again, I just want to thank you, Jehudi, for the opportunity to be here. The books are available. The books are $30. It's the best $30 investment you'll make, because you'll never ask anybody again what you should be eating. Also, this is 300 pages, over 300 pages of information, and within the e-book, again, it's 3,010 pages. And all you have to do is very, very quickly get the foods that you need, find out what's in your cosmetics, what's in your personal care products, and what's in your cleaning products. That'll kill you dead, just washing out the tub.
Be bold, be fearless, be you, right here on BuzzZinOFF with Lutonya. Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is your girlfriend, your buddy, your pal, Lutonya of Industry Buzz with 3Zs.com. Connect with us today to find out how you can become a special guest on our show. Go to Industry Buzz with 3Zs.com, click Be Our Guest. We look forward to having you right here on BuzzZinOFF with Lutonya.
Hey, what's going on? This comedian BLT.
Hey guys, I'm Oh So True.
Hi, my name is Brandon Reynolds.
It's real Shannon D, and you rockin' with Industry Buzz, 3Zs.
With 3Zs. With 3Zs.
Industry Buzz with 3Zs.com.
Make sure you stay locked in to inspiration.
That time of the year again. The 7th annual Black and White Ball and BuzzZinOFF Awards is here. Save the date, Saturday, September 9th, 2017. And join us as we celebrate our community heroes.
You have some of the women during that time of the month taking Midol, as if menstrual complaints, menstrual cramps, denote a Midol deficiency. You have people who suffer from headaches and take aspirin that eats up your blood, as if aspirin denotes, or that a headache denotes, an aspirin deficiency. No part of your body is made up of aspirin. So why are you taking aspirin? No part of your female reproductive chamber is made of Midol. So why are you taking Midol? Why? You're supposed to know everything you're doing. Everything you're supposed to know. That's where consciousness comes into play. So why are you taking these drugs? And like Sister Lakita said, something is going on. And you know, people, it's not a conspiracy, because they're not hiding anything from us. We just don't read. They tell you on the box or the jar of the so-called medicine, in case of accidental overdose, contact a poison control center. And people are so messed up in the mind, they don't even say, well, damn, wait, hold up. Now, why the hell am I contacting a poison control center? This is medicine, man. Shouldn't it be contacting a medicine control center? And there is no escape from the matrix. For what you run from, you run to. So you gotta learn, it's your health. I mean, we get so many inquiries at dhealthstore.com from people asking us about them. The same thing they do to the white coat butchers that you call doctors. And that too doesn't make any sense when you think about it. I mean, you got people will come up to you, and I'm a herbalist, but they do the same things to doctors, but it's the same principle. Jehudi, What's wrong with me? Man, how the hell do I know? I don't know you. I just don't need you. You don't know what's wrong with you? You live with yourself every day. And if you would just stop to think, you would find out what is wrong with you. You are living against nature. It doesn't make any sense for you to have to go to another human being to ask about yourself. Your health is your responsibility. See, in the Matrix, they make you lazy. You don't know your constitutional rights because you trust the lawyers. You don't know nothing about health. You trust the doctors. This is a service-oriented society that makes you handicapped, dependent on others to your own doom and detriment. And it ain't nobody's fault but yours. You can learn about your health. You can learn about the proper medicine. I'm not anti-medicine. I'm just against the pharmaceutical medicine. As Sister Lakita said, or she talked about contraindications with drugs and herbs. Don't you know there would be no contraindications if you just stopped taking the poison that you call drugs? There would be no contraindications. Don't make no sense. I'm on chemotherapy. Brother, can I take jingle biloba? Can I take your herbs? Why do you want to do that, man? Just stop taking the chemotherapy. I can't do that. The doctor said I have to keep taking the chemotherapy. Well, why? That's what my doctor said. That's what your doctor said. No part of your body is made up of chemotherapy. Radiation. You're just gonna fry your skin. Like you're frying bacon in a skillet. You're just gonna fry it. Because the doctor said so. Now how wise, how smart is that? Coumadin, blood thinner. Every drug that you take, there is the herbal alternative that came before the drug. And see, the plant or the botanical or the herbaceutical or the herb has no adverse side effects. It has an effect, but it's not adverse. So you know we in bad shape when you can watch a television commercial about a drug and they read off, well not all, but some of the adverse side effects. People, do you not hear this stuff here? Taking this drug, green gonna look blue, erection problems, nose gonna run, menstrual cycle gonna last 14 days, nosebleed. What? And people still take this stuff? That's scary. That's scary, people. The drug has 50 adverse side effects, but the plant, the noble plant, has 50, at least 50 beneficial effects. You can't go wrong with the plant because the plant is carbon and carbon based just like us. The plant has intelligence. That's why you can't overdose on a herb. See, 1986 was the year the United States government began tracking the deaths related to herbal consumption. And the number per year of deaths due to herbal consumption has been, even to this day, is zero. Zero. But the drugs kill anywhere between 400,000 and 1 million people per year, and it's called iatrogenics. Doctor, physician-induced death. License to kill. And you can even get mad at the doctors. All these people talking about, yeah, the doctors, man, the butchers, they'll cut you up, man. The doctors is crazy, man. And in the same breath will tell you, yeah, I got a doctor appointment next week. People are crazy. I'm telling you, you will not make it in this matrix
being crazy. You will not. You will die because death is a business. Caskets cost money. Funerals cost money that most people don't even have. It's a business. Everything is a business. And in the matrix, business thrives off of your ignorance. You have to stop ignoring the pertinent information, the correct information. There's a lot of people brainwashed about the plants, the herbs, as if the herb is going to mess them up. People ask the wrong questions to the wrong people. You come to the herbalist with your concerns, asking us, what does a herbal formula consist of? I mean, they will call us up and ask us, you know, what are the ingredients of this formula? See, and stuff like that gets to me because I can't really deal with ignorance. And I'm like, sapsucker, you got some nerves to call me and ask me what the hell these herbs are made up of. And your monkey behind never called Kentucky Fried Chicken. I mean, the sapsucker's got the nerve. Look at the bottle and like, yeah, my little liver, eucalyptus, am I wrong? If I can take this, I'm gonna consult my doctor. Oh, you do crack cocaine. Did you first consult your doctor before doing crack cocaine? You smoke cigarettes. Before you started, did you consult your doctor? You just ate a whole box, a dozen of jelly glazed donuts. Did you first consult your doctor? But when it comes to the plants, the herbs, they all philosophical now. They all in the hell, well, I gotta consult my doctor. And the fool ain't been to the doctor in 30 years. I gotta first consult my doctor about the plants, the herbs, that the animals consume. It's crazy. Everything you may be dealing with, there is a plant, there is a herb for you. These birth control pills, they came from wild yam root. The word drug goes back to a word that means drogue, or that is drogue that means dried plant. Now, is your aspirin made up of a dried plant? Don't get it twisted. The original drug is a plant. You got erection problems? The plant's for you. You got menstrual problems? They're herbs, they're plants for you. Fibroid tumors, they're plants for you. Always have been, always will be. Now, if we don't step up our game, they will actually ban those plants. Have banned a few of them. And then we'll all be like in that movie THX, 1138, and Equilibrium, Gattaca. These are not just movies just to put out there and entertain you. They're messages in them. I'm gonna end because I wanna take a few questions, but before I do, I wanna put emphasis, because I know there are people out there taking certain things for high blood pressure. Now, first of all, if you didn't do certain things, you wouldn't have high blood pressure, but I know we in the matrix, life is rough. You know, we really shouldn't be drinking and smoking and doing the things that we do because it goes against nature. But I understand we're trying to cope. You know, we want to be successful hamsters on a treadmill for a while, but we're doing things that go against nature. So, I mean, before you take that drastic step to really get back to homeostasis on all levels, you would do yourself a big favor. And I'm not telling anybody what to do. Just think about it. Do your research. But these pharmaceutical drugs, research them. Find out all of the adverse side effects. And then look for the alternative. Because it would do wonders for you. Birth control pills, high blood pressure, erection, I don't care what it is. They are herbs for you. If you want more information about herbs, contact us at thehealthstore.com. Our information is in the bag.
I just want to make this quick announcement. Get ready to bring up Brother Tahuti. Following his speech, there's a cake downstairs, VIP. It's vegan. It's delicious. Please get a slice. I paid a lot of money for it. Okay, so I want to give my brief testimony, and I'm going to bring him up. I discovered him back in 2009. Again, I was going through a lot of stuff, and I started reading some of his articles that he had up on his site. And at that time, I wasn't a big reader, and looking at the length of some of the articles, I'm like, man, it's long. But as I got to read more in depth, and I'm like, wow, who is this? You know, he kept it real. You know, he didn't sugarcoat anything, and he kind of spoke my language. You know, and I'm like, wow, I like this. You know, and it really opened up my eyes. More than on a health, physical aspect, but spiritual and mental. If it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be researching for self. I always used to listen to other people, but he taught me to research for myself, to find out and listen to my body, find out what's going on with my body, and I'm very thankful for that. I did the health store, or the full body cleanses, and the results were awesome. And I had a lot of people follow behind me, and I'm just excited. So I'm excited to introduce him tonight, all the way from California. And again, welcome to Chicago. Thank you so much for coming here from sunny Cali to this blizzard cold Chicago to be with us and bless him tonight. Let's welcome to
Letting everybody know I was born in the 1970s. You ain't right. Greetings of peace and love, everyone. I'm Tootie Mantra of thehealthstore.com. Okay, first up, I would like to give thanks to my beautiful sister, Adrienne, for making this event happen. We did talk about it going back, I believe, May of last year. And I said, let's just do it, you know. And I really wasn't in a position to travel and do the things that I'm able to do now. But we just put it out there, and I'm just really proud of Adrienne. I mean, she really made it happen. I told her I would be here. Don't worry about how I'm going to get here. I will be here. And today, February 23rd, I'm here. Look, people, we have a lot of speakers here talk about health, all relevant information. But I'll tell you straight up, the #1 cause of disease on all levels is a violation of the law of nature. A violation of the law of nature. And if you and I are to get back to a state of homeostasis, balance on all levels, we have to return to nature. There is a law of nature called natural law. Some people also call them universal law. It does not matter that we reside in the matrix. It does not matter. You have to know, acknowledge, and bow down or submit to those laws. Because like they will tell you in a court of law, ignorance of the law is no excuse. None whatsoever. I don't care what your faith is, religious belief, spiritual belief, it does not matter. You violate that law, you will pay. So I want to narrow in on health and wellness, but in a particular area. And that particular area will be dealing with herbs or herbs. If you ask me, from all my studies, and I've studied a lot of things, but if you ask me what was the most important area of my studies, it would be, without a doubt, health and natural healing in particular. You had a lot of speakers who talked about the importance of food. Very important. But like the order of Hippocrates, not a man, because Hippocrates was not a man. Hippocrates was the name of a secret society of Greek physicians who learned about health in ancient Kemet. But like the order of Hippocrates said, let your food be your medicine, and your medicine be your food. Now, because of where we are today in the matrix, we really don't know what food is. We don't. We really don't. And it's doing us in. And again, ignorance of the law is no excuse. You have to learn what to eat. I mean, we're human beings. We're supposed to be smarter than cows and monkeys and gorillas. They know what to eat. People don't. Dude, what should I eat? I'll be like, damn, dude, how old are you? You've been on the planet 45 years and you just now asking that question? What do I eat? That's horrible. Because a sheep, a goat, a cow got you beat. And they didn't go to college. They don't go to church. They ain't got no relationship with the Lord. And they know when to eat. So shame on us. Now, to deal with herbs or herbs, same difference. The herbaceuticals changed my life. The diet was very important, the nutrition. But the plants, the botanicals. And see, people, the reason why is, if you eat healthy, the plants, the vegetables, the fruit, the seeds, the nuts, but you are still taking pharmaceuticals, medicine, you are defeating the purpose. Because I changed my diet in the late 1990s, but I was still an aspirin junkie because I was getting headaches every week. So even though I changed the diet, I was consuming Advil for the headaches. The Advil was polluting my body. And I didn't really know about the plants that preceded the pharmaceuticals that many of us are consuming. I didn't know about those herbs that contain salicin, that were the forerunners of the drugs, but I found out. And when I found out about those anti-headache herbs and began to consume them, my life changed. So it's not just the foods, the nutrition, but understanding what medicine was, what medicine is, and it changed my life. I suffered from bronchial asthma at the age of 12. And it came from a poor diet. My poor mother, she didn't know any better. And she did the best she could. But all the white rice and the butter, just all the white products, the white salt, the white sugar. See, real food has color. But you know, being poor folks, we didn't know about that. I didn't know rice was brown. I thought it was white because I mean, we got it out of the super casket, the local super casket in a plastic bag. I didn't know. You know, our foods were in prison. You know, we ate in prison food because everything was in the can. You know, like the joint, you know, the vegetables was locked up serving time. And we didn't know no better. You know, like one of the speakers talked about fruit coming out of a can. You know, that's where our fruit came from. And after only 12 years, it did my little body in and I almost died shortly after graduation in 1982. And I suffered a serious bout of bronchial asthma. And I was hospitalized for a couple of days. And I remember being a little boy just crying and talking to God at age 12 saying, God, if you let me live, I promise I will be good. Because I was bad. I used to pinch my brother in the bed, on the covers. I just, that unskillful Oriental side. And I said, if you let me live, I will be good, And I didn't really know how deep, that talk was. But my mother came in the next day and checked me out against medical advice, and I truly believe that saved me. And I lived with bronchial asthma, which is no joke, by the way. It's really horrible. But I lived with it for a good 12 or 13 years. And in 1996, people, I did something that medical doctors, with all of their training in debt from going to school, going to college, could not do. I healed myself of bronchial asthma with only 3 plants: fenugreek seed, mullein leaf, and capsicum, aka cayenne pepper. And I spit up cups of mucus for 2 weeks. And after 2 weeks, I could breathe again. Now, mind you, doctors told me I would have bronchial asthma my entire life. And I never believed them. Now, some of you in the audience may be dealing with certain degenerative diseases, pathologies. And doctors probably told you that you would have the particular condition, adverse condition, for the rest of your life. I'm here to tell you that that is BS. It is BS if you return to nature. Because your medicine comes from nature. Some of you are of the Christian persuasion, and your Bible clearly tells you that the leaf shall be for the healing of the nations. It clearly tells you that. God causes the grass to grow for the cattle and the herb or the herb for man. It tells you that. And most people probably don't read the book, but it's in there. And still, you go to the white coat butchers for medicine that is killing you. Medicine that is killing you. See, people, you have to learn to think. You have to learn to independently think. No part of your body is made up of the drugs, so-called medicine, that you are taking. You cannot give a well person something that will make him sick and give it to a sick person and expect to make that person well. You can't do that. There is something wrong with that logic. No part of your body is made up of drugs. You are organic, but you're taking that which is inorganic. You're violating the law, and ignorance of the law is no excuse.
Are you ready to promote your vision and reach your target audience? IndustryBuzzWith3Zs.com is the platform for your vision to be heard. For more information on how to advertise or become a special guest on our radio show, go to IndustryBuzzWith3Zs.com. Click on IB Race for more information. We're looking forward to expanding your vision. IndustryBuzzWith3Zs.com. You've been listening to Industry Buzz with 3Z's Radio. Hosted by Lutonya. Tune in next Thursday. If you would like to be a guest on the show, send us an email at connect@industrybuzz.com. And remember, that's Buzz with 3Z. Join us today and bring in integrity back to media, highlighting inspirational news and music. Industry Buzz with 3Zs.com.